Hello and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I have another pen for unboxing and review, and this is one of a couple of pens that I purchased at the London pen show, the spring pen show this year in 2024. This was, well, both pens actually, but this pen definitely was a pen that I didn't have on my wish list, and it was a bit of an impulse buy. And sometimes you have pens on your wish list, and sometimes you have them as an impulse buy, and this definitely was an impulse buy. So this, as you can see here, is a Classic Pens. So this is a Classic Pens CP5, and this is in the vintage. So it comes in this nice sort of vintage style case. Now, if I lift the lid, you are going to see Classic Pens limited edition Parker Duofold CP5 vintage. Now, if I just hold on to the pen there, you'll also see the British marks there for Parker. Make something better and people will buy it. George S. Parker. So this is a Classic Pens CP5 in the vintage, made by Parker in the Parker Duofold. Now, this was released in 1999. It's made of sterling silver, and it was a collaboration between Parker Pens and Classic Pens, which is Andy Lambrou, and also the Morelli Company in France, where they were guilloche engraved. And it was made in celebration of the Parker Duofold vintage and modern pens. The vintage has a straight form, celebrates the famous Lucky Curve Duofold pens from the 1920, and it has a distinctive circular engraving machine dating from 1928, which was reactivated from the Museum of the Distinguished Morelli Company in France. So this is a special pen, and I have a number of Parker Duofolds, and this now I have added to my collection. So what I'll do, I'll remove the box out of the way, and then I can show you the pen in a little bit more sort of glory there, sort of close up. So this is the vintage version of a sterling silver Parker Duofold, and you can see there it does actually say Parker Duofold there, and it has the Parker Duofold style arrow clip there as well, and you can see this circular engraving that is going on here on this sterling silver on the cap, and it also has the same on the body there as well. Now, if you look at the cap band, you'll see it does say Parker CP5 and the serial number there. Now, this is a very, very nice pen. In terms of the sort of dimensions here, you can see that it actually flares out towards what is the cap finial there, and then tapers in more to the cap band. There's a slight step down, and then it goes to the full length of the end cap there. And if I unscrew the cap, you will see I do have this inked up, and it does have the Parker nib there. It's an 18 karat gold. This is a medium nib, and I really do like this. I love these super thin feeds that Parkers have on them. Now, this does it is a cartridge converter, so it does have a cartridge converter in there as well. But this is quite a nice weight for me. It's quite thick sterling silver, so it does add quite a bit of weight. I can post a cap, but it is hugely back weighted. So for me, I actually prefer writing with it like this. I do like the Parker sections. You have this fluting out towards the base of the section there. I do prefer concave sections. However, I do find that these are also very comfortable as well. It's going to stop your fingers slipping down onto the nib and feed. This is a beautiful pen, and I have been looking at CP8s from Classic Pens for a while. This is the CP5. CP8s, I think, are a little bit more expensive, but the CP5 really did speak to me. So I picked this up from John at St John's Pens at the London Pen Show. I also picked up the modern version of this as well. And so I'm really, really liking these, and I have started writing with them. The nibs are very, very nice. So I think with that, let's do a size check, we'll do a weight check, we'll do a pen comparison, and then we'll do a writing sample. So the full length of the pen, we are looking at about 137 millimeters in length. The length of the cap, we're looking about 62 millimeters in length. So that is actually quite an interesting size. And then the size of the body to the tip of the nib or tip of the tines, we're looking at 130 millimeters. So that is bordering on what I would class as being oversized. Normally around 130 millimeters in length for the body. And we'll do a weight check. Now, this is sterling silver, so it's not going to be light. It's coming in at just over 72 grams in weight. And we'll just check that again just to make sure. Yeah, 72 grams in weight. The weight of the cap, we are looking at just under 32 grams in weight. And then the weight of the body, and bear in mind it is inked up. I'm going to try and make it not roll. It's just over 40 grams in weight. So that is a heavy, heavy pen for sure. But it is a very, very nice pen. And I have to say, I am a fan of the Parker Duo Folds. I am a fan of sterling silver pens as well. And I just loved the look of the CP5s. So I decided that I just had to pick these up at the London Pen Show. I went to the pen show not really wanting any pens. And I'd actually told myself I wasn't going to buy any pens this time. However, these were, for me, a good price, and I decided that I would buy them. So I think with that, let's do a comparison with other pens. So from left to right, we have a Pelikan M805, and this is in the vibrant blue. We have a Pelikan M800, and this is a Grand Place. We have a Cross Peerless 125. We have a Conway Stewart sterling silver, and this is a Coronation. We have a Parker or Classic Pens CP5 in the vintage in sterling silver. We have a Yardo lead, and this is the Grand Victorian in sterling silver. A Yardo lead, a Grand Barley in sterling silver. A Monte Grappa, and this is the extra 1930, and this is in the striped zebra. We have a Monte Grappa Extra Otto, and this is in the pearl grey celluloid, and then a Monte Grappa Extra High Tech. So I think let's now go and do a writing sample. So this is the, I'm going to say here, Parker Classic Pens CP5, and it's a medium, and it's a a 18 karat gold nib. But this is, I'm going to put in vintage here because this is the vintage model, because there is a vintage and there is a modern. Now, in terms of ink, today I have this inked up, and I might actually change this. I'm in two minds to change it, but at the moment I've got it inked up with the KWZ Old Smoke, which is a London Pen Show exclusive ink. Now, in terms of vertical lines, you can see there's no hard starts or skips. I can push it a little bit more. It definitely looks as though it's a Western medium. The Parker 18 karat gold nibs I always find are quite stiff. There isn't much of a flex to these nibs or bounciness, but you can see there's no hard starts or skips at all. Now, if I do an ink swatch, you'll see here that it is quite dry, although I do find that the KWZ Ultimate ink is also quite a dry ink. What do I like? What do I not like about these pens? Well, I like that it's a Parker. I like that it's a duofold. I like that it's a centennial size and not the international size. I also like that it's a classic pens, and I didn't think I was going to own any more classic pens. I've got the LM1 and I've got two LB5s. And I didn't think I was going to own the silver versions anytime soon, but I do now. I like that it's a sterling silver pen as well. I like the Parker nib and the feed. There's nothing that I dislike about this pen. I might change the ink. I might put a little bit more of a darker grey ink in this pen. I did think about inking up with Old Smoke from KWZ because vintage and old just seem to sort of blend nicely in my head when inking this up. But I might actually put in a darker grey like KWZ Greylux or maybe Diamine Graphite perhaps. I'll have to have a think about it. The nib writes flawlessly. It's a smooth nib, and I do like that. And it really, really is a nice pen. So I'm very glad that I added this to my collection. It wasn't a cheap pen. It wasn't my most expensive pen either. But the two pens that I bought, the vintage and the modern version, did come in at quite a hefty sum, but I'm glad that I added this to my collection, and I'm going to probably treasure these for quite a number of years like I do with a lot of my pens, but I will be writing with them. They will not be sitting in display cases, not being written with. So there you have it. That's my unboxing and review of the Parker Classic Pens CP5 Vintage in a medium 18 karat gold nib. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye-bye.